everything. Then I came up with a really stupid idea. I said I want to do a world record.
So you lost two legs in different years.
Almost 9 years apart. And look forward. There's life after pain. There's life after an amputation. So
Tell me about the big dream to travel Africa. How did that one come about?
thing. And then I teach them.
You're the guy. I've heard about you. This is so cool. This is so cool. And what's stopping you from executing? What's your real reason for not doing what you're called to do? Today we speak to someone who doesn't allow things that limit us in life to stop him. So you're gonna be inspired. Make sure that you subscribe to the episode. Danko. Welcome to All Things Leadership Podcast. My name is Nhlakanipho Ngwaga Hatebe, and today we have the privilege of interviewing Mr. Bushy. So please help me welcome. Sawubona baba.
Sawubona, kunjani?
Ngiyaphila njani?
Sikhona ngcono.
Ngiyaphila. How did you get this name Bushy?
Well, when I was born, my gran gave me the name, and it's a nickname that stuck with me. And I'll be turning 63 on Monday, so it will be with me for more than 63 years.
Wow, that's amazing. Tell us a little bit about how you grew up.
Yeah, I was born in Kimberley, which is in the Northern Cape, and I only lived there for about 4 years, and then we moved to KwaZulu-Natal, and I was in Kaapa, and I grew up on a small holiday in there. Yeah, and I went to school in Akopa in the junior school. Then we moved to Pietermaritzburg, and then I went to school in Pietermaritzburg and high school, Alexandra High School, Maritzburg. And that's me.
Alex. Yes. Big ups and shout out to Alex, to Alexandra. Have you always had no legs?
No.
What happened?
In 1999, on the 4th of August. It was a hit and run on my motorcycle. But you know what? It's not the end of the world if you lose a leg. So, and I've always been a really positive person all my life. And honestly, life does go on after an amputation. So I put my leg on and then carried on as per normal. One of my passions is riding motorbikes, but not just riding. I used to race motorbikes as well. So I got permission to convert my bike and have it homologated. Every race they do the scrutineering, they check. So I put the gear lever on the right hand side.
Wow.
So the gear lever was on my good foot on the right and brake lever. So everything was there.
Special one.
Yeah, just modified it slightly. Yeah.
Tell me about the trauma of you being in hospital, having to know that you're going to be amputated, and what kind of stresses were you going through at that time, and how did you overcome those challenges?
Yeah, at the time, obviously the pain and everything you go through is excruciating. When you have the accident, obviously your body shuts down, so there's no pain initially, but later on the pain kicks in, and it's a pain. It's not a nice pain. But they give you medication, they put you on morphine, and then everything just goes away. And I think that's my philosophy, is you can put things behind you and make that pain go away and look forward. There's life after pain. There's life after an amputation. So yeah, that's it. And then in 2008, in Pietermaritzburg, the first one was just outside of Newcastle, coming back towards Ladysmith, near Chelmsford Dam, the big dam. That's where I lost the first one, the hit and run. The second one, amputation, was here in Pietermaritzburg. Was a drunk driver that knocked me.
No, man.
And it's one of those things that happens in life.
So you lost two legs in different years.
Almost 9 years apart.
And what was your supporting structure? How are you coping in terms of being grounded?
I've got a strong belief in God, all right?
Okay.
Obviously, I'm a Christian, so I know where my help comes from. You know, that's important in life. And to get past a second time is not as difficult as the first time. The first time, I know what I'm now going to go through because it's happened to me before. So when my wife came to the hospital here in Pietermaritzburg, St. Anne's Hospital, it's here in Pietermaritzburg, and then she says, you know, yo, this is bad. I said, it's not that bad. I know what I'm going to go through. I know what pain. I know how I'm going to cope with it because I've been through it already. So, yeah, it's going to be not a piece of cake, but I'm going to get through it. And the first thing, the practice here in Maritzburg, I told him, come and see me in hospital. I said, start making me a leg. He said, Bushy, relax. You got to heal from this one first. I said, no, you can make me a leg. Even if the stitches are still inside, they use staples, you know, staples.
Yeah.
Even although that's still inside, you can do a blow up thing around the stump. And he just shook his head at me. But it wasn't long before I put my leg on as soon as I could, so that I could get back to life.
And how long does it take for you to be able to walk?
Now, the walking side is really easy. With the prosthetics that I get, it's not that difficult. Look, both cases was Road Accident Fund, the RAF, which have been really good to me. And I know, contrary to what people say, the Road Accident Fund, this, that, I've had excellent service from them, really excellent. I'm also an ambassador for the Road Accident Fund. Last year there was a whole commercial with me for the RAF, and I've done other stuff for the RAF as well. But, you know, be positive in life. Just be positive. Sorry, I'm doing all the talking here, and you're not even getting a chance to.
No, that's great, man. Like I'm very much invested in about your life story, you know, and because I think it must be very challenging, you know, to get into the space where you heal and being able to deal with pain, you know.
Yes.
And tell me about the big dream to travel Africa. How did that one come about?
All right, it started in Pietermaritzburg when I lost the second leg, and my wife wanted to go to the mall, Liberty Midlands Mall, which is here in Pietermaritzburg, and we went there, and obviously I get a special ticket, you see, it's called a disabled sticker, you see, so I get parking right in the front, and the wife loves that.
Yeah.
Anyway, but that's not why, that's not what happened. But anyway, I wanted to go to the mall, and you know what happens when you go with a lady to the mall. You tell them, you go, I'll see you later. So I had my wheelchair because obviously I couldn't walk yet. And I went in the wheelchair and I went up one of the entrances into the mall, which is the first entrance on the Joburg side, if you want to call it that. And there was a community there, APC, Association for the Physically Challenged, were there. And they were there collecting money in their wheelchairs. And they had a little table in the middle. And I wheeled my wheelchair to one side and I just looked at this lot. Because now you in a wheelchair, you see things from a different perspective, a different angle. And I'm looking at these people, and you get some people that will see them there, they actually turn their back, look into the shopping windows until they pass there, look forward and walk past. It's almost as if these people have got some sort of a disease.
Sure.
That's what it looked like to me, and I looked at this and I thought, is this what people are really like with people with disabilities? Anyway, I wheeled my chair up to there and I greeted and introduced myself and said, you know, is this how you raise money? They said, wow, all they get is a disability grant from government, obviously, which is at least something. But their money has to go to the home where they're staying at APC, the Association for the Physically Challenged. And they raise more money so that they can get luxuries like toothpaste.
Ooh.
Just basic luxuries. They got to pay for themselves.
Sure.
So you look at that and you think to yourself, that's not that good. Anyway, long story short, I said this is where my life is going to change. There and then, I'm going to start doing stuff for people with disabilities. So when my wife came back, I told her I'm going to go to the place in Maritzburg at the scooter shop. I'm going to get a scooter and I'm going to ride around South Africa on my scooter in 6 days. And I did it, raising funds and awareness
Wow.
for people with disabilities. And I did it the whole of South Africa in 6 days on a scooter, on a Chinese scooter.
Wow.
Madness, eh? Anyway, then I came back, and obviously I gave them the money we raised and everything. Then I came up with a really stupid idea. I said I want to do a world record for that charity. So some people laughed at me. Anyway, long story short, we approached a company, we got a motorbike, we didn't get it on the by the way, the world record was an able-bodied world record, so I had to right away to London, to the Guinness Book of World Records, so that I could do it as a disabled person. And you're not allowed to do that kind of record, but with my background of racing motorcycles and that, I was given it, providing that I sign indemnity, which I did. So it's the greatest distance on the record is the greatest distance on a motorcycle in 24 hours by an individual, which I did.
What?
And on the third attempt, I got the world record.
Yeah.
In 24 hours, I did 3,256.5 kilometers in those 24 hours. I beat the world record by 7 kilometers.
That's amazing.
Only 7. But it was, you beat it. Even if it's 1 kilometer, you still beaten the world record. But I got it.
Yeah, come on. Yo.
So we raised quite a bit of money there. All right. And then in 2021, that was in 2014. In 2021, I was approached again to raise funds for the homeless children. And
yeah.
so I said, yes, I'm in for it. And they said, you know what type of thing you have to do for us? So I said, what? Ride a motorbike, I suppose. They said, yes. Maybe 24 hours. I said, okay. And I haven't promised my wife. I said, it was 3 months before I turned 60
Yeah.
that I did the second world record.
What?
So anyway, BMW came on board and I used the S1000 XR. And I didn't just beat the record, I demolished it. 3,507 kilometers I did.
What?
With 1 hour and 36 minutes left to spare. I said, no, I'm tired now. Finished. I could have gone a lot further, I was curtailing.
Yeah. Yo,
Anyway.
What shapes the mindset of you being a champion? Because this mindset of saying I'm gonna break world record, it's not even like you're gonna break a record in Maritzburg or in KZN. How did you shift from just being a local guy to being a global thinker?
I don't let my head get too big. I like to keep my feet on the ground and stay humble. I'm a normal, straightforward, humble guy. So I've always, I don't know, it's a difficult question. I'm not one for the spotlight. I've been on TV many occasions, obviously on Ignition TV and that with the motorbikes. I've got one coming up this next week.
Wow.
Before I go on my trip. But it's not what it's about. It's about why I do it.
Why?
That's the important part.
Sure.
And we'll get back to this one around Africa. It's also why I'm doing it. Yes, I love motorbikes. Don't get me wrong. And it's my passion. But there's always something that you have to add into your passion to make that viable.
Yeah.
In my perspective, in my questioning and thought.
So the why is more important than the what and the
world
how.
records. My world records don't even hang up. My certificates on my wall. It's somewhere at home in a box.
Sure.
It's not something. I'm not saying that I'm proud of. I am proud of it, but I don't have to go and shout it out to the world. And everyone that comes to my house, look there on the wall. Nah, then you're doing it for the wrong reason. There's one man that knows what you're doing. He's the important person.
Sure.
He's the important person.
So what? So as a 63-year-old.
You're already giving me 63.
It's coming
Monday.
On Monday.
Yes.
Happy becoming.
Thank you.
What are the core values that keep you grounded as a leader?
The core values, I think number one core value is a belief in the supreme being, obviously God. I think that's number one.
Has that always been
Yes.
your belief?
Right through my life.
Sure.
Number two is don't be self-centered. You know, I'm talking about me now, not anyone else. Please don't get me wrong. My philosophy is stay humble and do something for someone. If you, even if you make that man just smile, look, smile, see that there. You've made something important. Just it's a small thing, but it might be a big impact. And that's important. It's a core thing that just makes someone's life better. And that person in turn will feel good about himself and what you've done for him. And he'll go now and do the same maybe for someone else.
Yeah.
And it might have a ripple, well, hopefully it gets a ripple effect.
Yeah. Yo, that's amazing.
But those are core values of mine, I'd say. Yeah.
Yo, that's beautiful. And also having a supportive family as well has played a big role in your
Yes,
success.
yeah, absolutely. I've never, you know what I do for a living in Pietermaritzburg? Is I teach people to ride a motorbike.
Yo,
I've got a motorcycle driving school. I've taught 95% of the traffic cops, the RTR, the Road Traffic Inspector, traffic cops in KZN, because this is our capital, is Pietermaritzburg. So they all come here to do their training and everything, and then I teach them.
you're the guy. I've heard about you. This is so cool. This is so cool. And what would you say to someone who has a dream and is not executing, or is thinking that it's too big, or they believe that they don't qualify to be able to think like a champion, like a global thinker? What would you say to that person today?
Very, very important. Never give up on your dreams. Never. Because they can and will happen. It's us as a human. We say, sure, you're going to ride around Africa. You're going to be safe. There's murderers, there's war, there's... Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. It can and will happen if you believe it. You know, there's a thing. If you can dream it, you can achieve it.
Sure.
And go and do it.
If you can dream it, you can achieve it, then go
But believe
and
it.
do it.
Dream it, believe it, and achieve it.
Yo, that's so powerful, you know, and that's very encouraging for me and our community. And thank you so much for coming through to All Things Leadership Podcast.
One more question. One more, not question, but one more thing I just want to tell you. This is the reason why we're here, is I'm going to be riding a motorcycle, circumnavigating the whole of Africa.
What's your route?
I'm going to go around clockwise. So I'll start in Pietermaritzburg, then I'm going to go to Harmville and go up Sonny Pass and go straight through Lesotho, do my first country out of South Africa. I'll come back into South Africa just before Bloemfontein, shoot down to George, and then I'm going to keep the sea on my left hand side, and then just go right around 33 countries.
Yo, and how long will it take? 7 days?
1 day, 1 year, 1 day, 1 year roughly, give or take.
Yo, that's
Taking a year. And on that trip, we'll be going in conjunction with Doctors Without Borders. We'll be going seeing the children of Africa. Because I like the children. The children are our future.
Yes.
They're the young ones. They're the ones that are going to take over one day from all of us grown ups.
Yeah.
And if you've got a child, just even if it's one child, but I definitely want much more than that I can give a prosthetic leg or arm to, I will.
Sure.
But it's not just going to be one. It's going to be many. I'm hoping for, which there will be. And if you can change one child's life, that child will remember you for the rest of his or her life.
100%. And how can people support you on your journey?
Yes, this journey is called No Legs, No Limits.
Come on.
Yeah. So if you allow me to, I'm just going to do something here quickly. I'm just going to take a leg off. Although I know I've got two, but I'll take one off.
Lindo, come give us a different angle, buddy.
If you can see that, you can see there.
No legs,
no limits. So we can even take the other one off from the vehicle and take that one, and we can have it both from both perspectives.
Wow. And how expensive is it to do this thing, right?
The Road Accident Fund pays for it.
Okay, Uraf.
In my case, I've been lucky enough. Obviously,
Sure.
the Road Accident Fund look after me and every other person that has a road accident.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, yeah, they will.
It's quite heavy, eh?
Yeah, it's all carbon fiber and titanium.
Yo, I can work out with this thing. Look at my guns.
Sorry, they're a little, shoes are a little bit dirty. There with a bit of mud. But anyway,
No legs, no limits.
that's him.
Yo, you
There
can't
is
be
no
limited by your challenges.
No.
Yo, I'm inspired. Is there specific websites we can go to
Yes.
to support?
My YouTube channel is No Legs, No Limits.
Sure.
My Instagram is No Legs No Limits, and my TikTok is No Legs No Limits.
Yo, what's your excuse?
Thank you.
There's no excuse. Thank you so much for taking time to have a
Absolute
chat
pleasure.
with us. Really, really, really inspiring story. You don't have excuses.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Much
Sebo.
appreciated.
Yeah.